This is Suvarchala, working as an associate professor at Aeronautical Engineering College, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So, as part of the SQL lectures on structured query language, SQL, in this session, I'll discuss basic select statement and all clauses of the select statements. Select statement purpose and what is its usage and what are the various clauses are associated with the select statement. While writing SQL statement, we aware of that SQL statements are not case sensitive. It may be one line or it may continue in the coming lines also. Most of the cases SQL statements must end with a semicolon. Keywords cannot be abbreviated or split across the lines. Clauses are usually placed on separate lines only for understandability. Intents are used to enhance readability, but there is no any tight restriction on indentation. And SQL star plays are required to end the SQL statements. Generally, our select statement, we discussed various statements associated with our SQL. DDL statements already we discussed in previous sessions. DML statements as well as what are the built-in functions are supported by SQL statements in the previous session. This is the very effective statement supported by SQL to retrieve the data effectively, efficiently as per the need of the user group. It supports almost all relational algebraic operations. The capability of SQL select statements, it will project the data, it able to select the data, it able to join two or more tables also. Projection, taking columns, needed columns data, selection, satisfied, condition satisfied rows selection, joining on a particular column, common column or a particular column or a constraint, the two or more tables are going to be joined. Select statements is used for queries on a single or a multiple tables depending upon the need actually. Select statement is associated with a number of clauses. Select clause, from clause, where clause, group by clause, having clause, order by clause. Please observe these are the clauses and these clauses must be used in the same order. Order should not be get disturbed. Of course, if you want, you can use some classes. If you want, you can eliminate some class. If you don't want, you can eliminate some classes. But whichever the classes you are using, those must be in the respective order only. You cannot write select in the last and where in the beginning like that. The order cannot be changed. Of course, for example, I don't want to use where. I want to use only two classes select from. I can use select from, no problem. Remaining clauses can be eliminated. But these two clauses must be in the same order. So order of the arrangement, why order is needed, I'll explain. So first we will understand what is the purpose of each class briefly. Then we'll go in detail about each class. So select statement in select class, the first one, we have to give the list of the columns or expressions with some alias names if necessary, which must be returned as a result of the query. That means in the output, what are the data we need to get in the output? Those respective columns must be specified in the select clause. List of columns, list of expressions or list of results, which we would like to take it as a output of the query. That list must be specified here. Second clause is from class. From indicates input. Select indicates output, in other words, you can say. From means from where the data has to be taken. From which tables the data has to be taken. The list of the tables are provided here. It may be a table or it may be a view also. So from indicates tables or views from which the data will be obtained. That means from which the data input has to be taken. those tables or views are going to be specified in the from class. So select is output, from is input. So that's why while writing any select statement, we should write these two. Minimum, these are mandatory. These two are mandatory. Input, output is mandatory, no? So that's why these two are mandatory. And all other classes are optional. What are the other classes? Where? Where indicates the condition under which the row will be included in the result or not. That means it will specify the conditions which satisfies these conditions. Those are rows only included in our output. So on input, this where condition will be checked generally. So on each row, this condition is checked. If the condition satisfies, the row will be sent to the output or a next process. Otherwise, the row will be discarded. The group by class. This group by class indicates the categorization of the results. That means we would like to make the results on a grouping of the data. Having also indicates condition, but not on input data. Having condition is going to be checked on the result of the group by class. Whatever the results we are getting group by class, on that any filtration supposed to be done, we will use having. So that's why having cannot be used independently. It must be used along with the group by only. These are all the process it will do. First, it will take the display the output. What are the outputs and from which date from onwards we will check. First input will be taken. It will be filtered as per the condition of where. On that data, grouping will be done. On that data, some filtration can be done. All of them are going to be resulted actually. But the result can be again arranged either in a descending order or ascending order by using this order by class. That means the final results must be arranged as per the order, needed order. So that's why order by class must be always the last clause of the select statement. So that's why the SQL statement is processing like that. Just now I explained, from identify the involved table, input it will be taken. It will send to the where. If where exists, it will send. The results are sent to the group by. The results of group by are sent to be having, and having results are sent to the select, and those are going to be arranged in the order by class. Identifies the column, those columns are arranged by the order by class. So some of the classes can be missed. No, don't worry about that. Whichever the classes are needed, we will use. But the order of the classes must be used in this specified order only. The same order. For example, I want to use only nowhere is there. I want to use select from group by having. Fine, use. But first select only, next to from, next to group by, next to having. I cannot write having before group. Because having must be considered filtering of the data as a result of the group by class. So that's why first group by has to be done. On that result only the filtering process carried out. So that's why first group by must be there. So with this we will discuss some examples. What are the various examples? We will use two sets of the tables. One set of tables are employee, departments and job grades are there. This is the syntax. The structure of the tables. Another one which we discussed while creating of the DDL statements, DML statements, customer details, account details, etc. So basic select statement means we will use only two. As I told you, two are mandate selected from. So you observe select star distinct column name expression alias table etc. Select identifies the columns to be displayed, from the identifies the tables containing those columns. We are using various options. Distinct is there. Okay, alias is also there. Expressions can also be done. What are these things? So the basics thing, for example, I'm simple select star from department. Star indicates all attributes. Star indicates all. So all attributes must be displayed by us. So entire department table data will be displayed like this. I want only department ID, location only. Then I will use select department ID, comma location ID from departments. Only two attributes. So that means here only two attributes are taken. From the table, departments table. So only those values are displayed. 10, 1700, 20 and etc. Like that I may use many things actually. For example, from customer detail, I want only customer name, first name. So you observe this is select customer name from customer details. That is the get the first name and the bank branch of the all customers. All customers, no conditions are there. Only select from we are doing now. So select customer first name, bank branch from customer detail. Two attributes are going to be displayed as we discussed previously with the department, no, similar to that with customer detail table. Get full details of all customers means you can use a star like we have done previously. Select star, no. Similarly, select star from customer details, or you can give the list of the attribute names also directly. Of course, which is a laborious process. Star indicates all. Both are one and the same. Right? So I want to retrieve few columns means named columns. Customized columns means which columns are required. And while displaying this data, all and distinct are there. By default, it is all. That is, any duplicates rows are there, those are also displayed. If you want, by default, duplications are not eliminated. For example, you observe, select all customer last name from customer details or select customer last name from customer detail. Both are one and the same. All is default. But duplicates must, for example, customer name might be repeated. Then 2 times repeated, 2 times it will display. 3 times repeated, 3 times. But I want only once. Then I have to use the word distinct. You observe distinct customers means distinct will be filtered as repetitive occurrence of the particular tuple. So select particular attribute with which it is associated. All distinct, then all columns are going to be distinct. Select a distinct customer last name from customer details means only the customer names, distinct names are going to be displayed. While doing this display process, remember select is a retrieval statement. It won't do any modifications in the database. It will do only any modifications you are doing, it will be only on the display only, an output only, result only, but not in original database. Remember. So various operators are there, arithmetic operators. I want to get increment of 300 on salaries for all employees. I am using, you observe, select last name, name of the employee, salary, original salary. Another one, salary plus 300. I'll get name, salary, after adding 300, that value also. Now you observe what are the attribute names I am getting, heading, column headings. Whatever the attribute names are there given here, those will become the column headings. But sometimes we want to get proper column. For example, instead of getting like this expression, I want to get updated salary. There we will use as or alias names. That means instead of, by default, the column headings are the attribute names or expressions specified in the select clause. Those will be as it is displayed as the headings of the result of the table, resultant table. But if you want, you can change the headings, only display I am talking. You observe another one. Select last name, 12% multiplied by salary, that is yearly salary, total yearly salary plus star commission points. Then last name, the calculated value displayed. You observe here, the expression was displayed here. But not employees. Some employees I am not getting value. Why I am not getting value? We discussed already a special value null in the previous sessions. Null means not available. For some rows, commission percentage is null. They didn't specify any percentage. When we are evaluating some expression in the SQL, some of the attribute value is null, the respective expression is not going to be evaluated. The value itself will become, resultant value become null. So that's why for king, null value, for coacher, null value, for gauge, null value. Why? Because these attributes, please check for these three people in your database, king, commission, null, nothing is there. Coacher, no commission, non commission point. Gauge, no commission point. Only these are people are having commission points. For them only evaluated. For all other people, you find the results are going to be empty. Empty means null. You observe. No value for these expressions. That means here, while doing any expression evaluation, if some of the attribute is having or possessing null value, the respective resultant value is also null. Right? If the table data can be displayed by using select star from table name, just now we have done. But I don't want data. Data means I don't want any tuples. I want only structure. That is, what are the attributes are there, what are the data types, and what are the constraints. That for that purpose we will use describe. Describe or DESC, both are one and the same. This command displays the structure of the table in this format. You observe here, describe employee. That means what are the attributes are there in your employee table and what are the respective data types and respective constraints are displayed. You observe employee name, first name, last name, email, phone number, all these are attributes. Some of them are primary keys and not null, and the respective data type. Structure only. Remember, there is a difference between structure and the total table. Total table consists of tuples or rows associated with the structure also. Till now we are retrieving entire data. Now, instead of retrieving entire data, sometimes we would like to filter the data. I don't want all details. I want details of employees whose salary is greater than 10,000. Or who belongs to only, who belongs to only clerks and managers. So in such cases, comparison is required. No filtration is needed. No, for that we will use comparison operators. Oracle provides the comparison operators between, in, like, is null. Right? So this comparison is used to retrieve subset of the rows, but not all rows. For retrieval of rows based on some condition satisfaction, we can use. So how to check the condition? Where class. That means select from clauses are there. We are adding now another class as a where class, search condition. So it will, each tuple it will access, it will search for the condition. If this condition satisfies, the respective tuple will be sent to as an output result. Otherwise, it will be discarded. So retrieving a subset of the rows, that is working with the where class. For example, select rows which have 1 or 2 in the manager column. So when 1 or 2 we are having in the manager column means we will get name, select name and manager, where manager is equal to 1 or 2. This is the table we are having. So what are the, first it will take first tuple, second tuple, third tuple, fourth tuple, fifth tuple. First tuple it will check, it won't. 1 or 1, no, it's not 1 or 2. For second tuple it is true. Third tuple it is false. Fourth tuple again it is true. Fifth tuple it is false. Null, no, false. Unknown, no, that's why we can't check. Only 2 cases true is there. Those results are going to be sent as a query results. Row selection with where class. How it works? Depicted like this. It will check first each one, compare. If it is true, send to the query result, otherwise discard. Go to the next one, compare. This is the process. So you can use simple condition or you can use complex condition, or some more conditions are going to be joined by using some relational operators, logical operators, etc. So list all customers with account balance is greater than $10,000. You observe, select all customers we are asking. So account number, total value balance for checking, only 2 attributes I am taking from customer transaction table. where total available balance is greater than. Similarly, list customer ID, account number of a particular customer, Graham. So where customer first name is Graham, condition checking. Only those details will be displayed. List account number where total available balance in dollars is at least. At least means must be greater than or equal to. So the respective column is checked with greater than or equal to. Like that we can use any complex conditions are used and it can be displayed. So the required conditions can be 2 or more conditions also can be checked. So if 2 or more conditions have to be checked, previously you observe single condition. So the conditions must be satisfied both or either of them. Based upon that we can use logical operators and or not. So SQL support these logical operators also and or not. You observe all customers whose account type is saving and belongs to capital branch. Then right here where condition we have written first account type is saving and bank branch is equal to capital bank, and these two conditions are combined with AND operator. That means both must get satisfied. Right? So which doesn't belongs to capital bank, then you can write not bank branch is equal to capital, or you can write not equal also, or you can use not like. Okay. So for example, all employees whose name consists of MAN as one of the three letters in the name and the salary is greater than or equal to 10,000, we can use like this. AND operator. Instead of using equal, I used here like operator. What is the purpose of the like? We will discuss further. While doing these conditions, SQL provides between operator, in operator also. Between means range. Between certain range, the value is there, it will check. Test the expression not or a between low expression and a high expression. So if the value lies between these two, then it will be true. If you are using not means it doesn't lie between two, less than the first value, greater than the second value. Then, for example, list all account numbers with the balance in the range 10,000 to 20,000. I can write two ways this condition. Okay, where the balance is greater than 10,000 and the balance is 20,000. First one. So you observe total available balance is greater than or equal to 10,000. Total available balance is less than or equal to, that is within the range. Or I can write between operator also. How to write between operator? We are going to write the test expression means the attribute name here in this example. Between, we are giving value 10,000 and 20,000. Okay. So we are going to use between means AND operator. Another example, whose salary is between 2,500 and 3,500. I can write where salary is between 2,500 and 3,500. Or another example without between means greater than or equal to 2,500 and less than or equal to 3,500. Similarly, if it is more than 2 or 3 values you have to compare, then we can use in operator. Instead of or, we can use in. Or you can use various conditions combined with or also. For example, list all customers who have an account in Capital Bank or Indus Bank. How to write? Where the bank branch is Capital or bank branch is Indus Bank. Same we can write by using in operator. Select customer ID from customer details where bank branch in we are giving value. If it is having 3, 4, 5 values like that, then in operator is better than using your or operator. For example, manager ID is 100, 101 or 201. Then we are using in. Or you can write manager ID is equal to 100 or manager ID is equal to 101 or manager ID is equal to 101. That is in is a membership condition to test the values in a list. If it exists, it will return the respective row to the result. And we discussed about like just previous slides, that is like operator is used to compare character type data or string type data. General syntax is column name or any string, not is an optional, like pattern, escape pattern character. Escape means it may be either percentile symbol or it may be underscore. Escape character indicates replacement. Percentile indicates multiple characters. Underscore indicates a single character. If two characters I have to write, I have to consider two underscores. List all accounts where bank branch begins with C and has a as the second character. Begins with C. What is the first character? C. What is second character? A. What are the remaining characters? Anything. So we are using percentile. Percentile means replacement of all other characters. Any character, any number of characters. So where bank branch is like, instead of using equal to, we can use like operator, like quotations, within quotations, because we are comparing strings, no? So that's why with within quotation, character strings. See. Another example, list all accounts where the bank branch column is A as a second character. What is the first character? We don't know. First character can be anything, but second character is A and remaining characters are anything percentile. So when we are using underscore means it's one character. Percentile means multiple. Because second character means, first means only one character. We are using one underscore while comparison. Bank branch like underscore A percentile. Use this like condition to perform wildcard searches of valid search string values. Search conditions can contain either literal characters or numbers. Generally, percent denotes the 0 or many characters. Underscore denotes the one character. Just now explained. For example, display all employees whose names are going to be end with a S. End with S means what are the remaining first characters? Percentile. Many characters may be there, but the last character must be S. So first name is like percent. Or start with S, then S is first character, remaining are percentile. We can combine pattern matching. Underscore, percentile, extra combinations are possible to us. Similarly, we discussed already some values may be null. How to compare null? Retrieval using null. We can display employees who have not been assigned a manager. Who have been not been assigned manager means wherever the manager is null, you can display. Null means manager is not assigned, no? Manager ID is not available. So that means manager was not assigned. Similarly, list employees who have been assigned to some manager. Then not null. Not null means some manager ID will be there. So various arithmetic operators, logical operators we discussed. The rules of precedence is same as in any other languages and mathematics which we will follow. First arithmetic operators, then concatenation operators, comparison operators is null like between, not equal, not logical conditions, and logical conditions or logical conditions. And same preference, left to right, right to left, etc. Right? So like this, where condition can be written by using various options are there for us. So depending upon our need, we will use all the needed available options and we will get the required results properly. So 3 clauses we discussed till now. We discussed about select, we discussed about the from, we discussed about the where also. Now we will discuss how the results have to be arranged in a sorted order by clause. SQL sorts our data by using an order by clause. So order by means here, the data will be displayed, outputted either in ascending order or a descending order of a particular column or a set of columns or a combination of columns. Syntax is order by column name 1, column name 2, etc. ASC. Column name, column 2, DSC. ASC stands for ascending. DSC stands for descending. Ascending means you are going to lower to higher value of the respective column data. Descending means higher to lower value. By default, the ordering is ascending. If you didn't specify the order, just we are using order by column name, then that respective as data will be displayed in the ascending order. For example, list customer account numbers and their account balances in the increasing order of the balance. Increasing order means lower to higher, ascending order. I'll select what are the attributes that need to be displayed. Account number, total available balance. Where are these data was stored? Customer transactions it was stored actually from customer transaction, and the results are ordered by total value in the balance. I am not specifying any order, ascending or descending, I am not specifying. If I am not specifying what happens here, by default it is ascending, I'll get ascending only. I can use descending order also. Descending means higher value to lower value. Instead of specifying the attribute name, I may specify the attribute position also in my database. If it occurs in the third position, I may use 3. 3 means third attribute based. List all customers, their account numbers in the decreasing order of the customer last name, increasing order of the account number. Combination both. So order by customer name, last name, descending, account number, ascending. Or if you didn't specify account number, ascending not specified, by default it is ascending. Or order by 1 DSC, 3. First attribute, descending order, and third attribute in ascending order. Various sorting examples are given here. Descending order of higher date and ascending order of the annual salary. Annual salary calculated here, you observe an alias name was used. Sorting on multiple columns. Order by department ID, salary, descending. This descending is only for salary. We didn't specify any order means it's ascending. Ascending order of the department, under that salary descending. Whenever we are using multiple columns, the first column will be first sorted. If the first column values are equal within that group, according to the second column sorting will be carried out as primary key, secondary key concept. And we will use these aggregate functions in our next 2 classes. So 4 classes are completed. We have group by class as well as the having class. These 2 classes are going to be associated with these aggregate functions. We discussed already about the functions in the previous lecture. What are the various functions? Single row functions, multi-row functions are there. We discussed elaboratively single row functions, but we didn't discuss about multiple row functions. We'll discuss now these are multiple row functions. Aggregate functions are multiple row functions. It will take input multiple rows, returns only a single value. And aggregate functions are used in place of column name in the select statement also. That means all results are going to be aggregated, then the results are displayed. Aggregate functions in SQL are sum, average, maximum, minimum, count, etc. How to use? Sum, distinct, column name, expression, average, distinct, minimum, maximum, count, distinct, count star. Column names we are using the respective column. Calculations are made actually. We are using distinct. If you didn't use distinct, it will sum all duplicate values also. It will do average on duplicate values also. If you are using distinct, duplicate values are not considered. For example, minimum. Return the smallest value that occur in the specified column. Column need not be numeric type. It can be character type also. For example, minimum balance or minimum salary. List the details of customer who get minimum salary of the company. Select customer name, employee name from employee where sal is equal to min of sal. Right? You can compare them or you can display also. Aggregate value. For example, I want to get to total maximum of aggregate function maximum. Maximum balance available customer. So select max of the respective balance from customer transaction. It will give the average. Average of the balance. AVG of total available balance column from customer transaction. Sum means it will give sum. While doing this sum and average, we are supposed to remember duplicate values are allowed because it being a sum and average of the account balance values. That's why. Count. The count function returns the number of respective values in the respective column will be returned. Returns the number of rows in the table. List total number of employees. Select count star from EMP manage. List total number of employees who have been assigned a manager. Combinations, all clauses combinations can be written by us. Select count of manager ID from employee. Manager ID, no count how many managers are assigned. So what is difference between count star and count column name? Count star gives the number of rows. Count column name gives the number of rows that do not have the null value in the respective column. List total number of account holders in the capital bank. Select count star from customer details where branch name is capital bank. List total number of unique customer names and that is select count. Here we are using distinct. How many unique customer last names are means distinct I am using. Distinct customer last name. That means duplicates are not counted in this example from customer details. Okay. So we will use this group by class associated with this aggregate functions. What is the purpose of this group by class? Related to rows can be grouped together by group by class by specifying column as a grouping column. Grouping column means it will group down. Group by is associated with an aggregate function, remember all of us. That means always group by must be associated with a aggregate function. While retrieving any data, while using this group by class, the select class should contain group by column or aggregate function, not other columns. Please all of you remember. While using this group by class, in the select class, the list of attributes must be either attributes used in the group by class or used in any of the aggregate function, but not other attributes. So select customer ID, sum of the amount in dollars from customer loan, group by customer ID. Group by customer ID for each customer, we are going to get what is the amount in the loan amount is there actually. The output table, all the rows with an identical values in the group column, just now I told you, will be grouped together and the respective aggregate values are displayed. How it works actually. Select customer ID, some amount of dollars from customer loan group by. So customer ID, we have to select this customer ID. So 101, 103, 104, 103 is there. Group we have to first group. 101 is one group, 103 is one group, 104 is one group. So how many we will get? 101, 103, 104. Each group customer ID. The respective grouping aggregate function, sum. 101 only one value is there, so 87. But 103 are 2 are there, 25 and 20. So that's why we will get 45 and 104 is sum. That means it will take input. First it will arrange as per the groups. On that group, the aggregation values are calculated. The results are displayed. Now you observe customer ID is a group attribute and sum is in respective aggregate value. So select class consists of, when you are using group by class, select class should contain only this group attributes and the aggregate functions, not other attributes. If you want to get other attributes, we have to choose some other methodology to get the respective results. To retrieve the number of employees in each department, select department, count of employee ID from employee name, group by each department. So group by department number. Here department number is there, HR, finance, design, and are there 3. So I'll get 3 only as an output. Number of employees in each one counted. This is the result we are getting actually. Group by class. While doing just now your example, select department manager ID, count of MP ID from employee manager group by manager ID. So manager ID is grouped, so we can use. And aggregate function can be used, but we cannot use department name here. That's why it is a wrong statement. As we explained earlier, while doing, only grouping value can be able to display, but individual values. You observe only grouping department. If I want to give employee name, means HR group is there. HR, how many are there? 1, 2, 3. How can I assign 3 employees here? HR is only one group. So that's why other attributes are not associated, should not associate with the select class when we are using group by class. So this is a valid statement. Select department manager ID, count of employee ID from employee, group by manager ID and department. Both are grouped. So while doing this process, I can use the department and manager ID, both the respective grouping here. First manager ID, if manager ID is equal, then department is going to be considered. And on grouping, I want to get some filtration again. I want to get all customer IDs whose sum is greater than 40,000. Whose sum is sum calculated according to the group of the customer ID. Having sum of amount dollars is greater than, you observe. This sum of amount we are comparing. After grouping, after calculating the aggregation, on that only filtration has been made. So that's why first this is been, group has been done and that filtration has done, having condition is used. So the having condition has to be based on some column that appears in the select list only. So that's why here we are comparing loan number. So this is an invalid statement. Having should be associated with group by. Having should have a condition associated with the variables listed in the select statement. That means either group class or aggregate function. So these are all the various clauses associated with the select statements, and a rich number of clauses are available. Retrieving data from our database by using these classes is very, very effective, and combination of these classes are used to retrieve our data effectively from our relational database, Oracle database, using SQL. Thanks for watching this video.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.